stacking wins, I'm never done. On the field, I'm number one. Pressure heavy, weigh a ton.
Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. What a weekend we are having. Yes, what a holiday season we're having. Boxing Day game, the only Boxing Day match, Man United against Newcastle. And who would have thought that would be the result? I mean, we were all panicking, weren't we? We were all looking at the team sheet. We were all freezing at Old Trafford, but we were enjoying ourselves. We were ready to go. We were ready to go. It was an atmosphere to remember. I mean, I love these kind of matches, especially when it's the holiday period. Everyone is ready for a big match, and the Old Trafford crowd turned up yesterday, guys. I swear, it was rocking. It was like a party atmosphere out there, and every second of it was torturous. It was torturous. It was so difficult to watch United, but we got the result and we were buzzing, guys. Nish, Jim, hope you're doing well. Hope you're in high spirits like myself. I must admit, look, I'm going to be honest with you. It was a late last night. It was a late night. I went out celebrating. And I had to let the inner nerves just calm down, man. I was panicking before the game. I'm sure you guys were as well, whether you're watching it live or watching at home. Everyone, you know, we were all panicked. We were all discussing it amongst ourselves, saying, right, okay, we'll be looking to get a draw. We're missing most of our top players, Mbeumo, Ahmad, Bruno Fernandes, Mazraoui. I mean, the list went on and on. And we were like, look, this could technically be our B team. If in the day, this could be our B team, right? I mean, we had some players in there that we do not like seeing at the starting lineup. But hats off to, I'd say, almost all the players who did a fantastic job yesterday. Because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, guys. We all saw it. It was a difficult match. But wow, what a turnaround. I mean, it caught me off guard. I must admit, the team caught me off guard. Not the team news, but the way the team set up. I mean, I was not expecting that, and I'm sure lots of you guys at home, Nish, Jim, let me know. Were you expecting the team to line up in that way? Because I wasn't. I was thinking, right, okay, 3 at the back, we're going to play the same old football. But what a difference it made. I felt like we were in control for most of the game. Well, first half at least. Okay, second half, we were, of course, going to have to defend. Well, of course, we were going to have to work hard. But I still felt like we were still in control. I felt just that midfield made me feel a lot more confident. Let me know in the comments if you believed that to be the case. What did you, in your opinion, change? Because I know what, in my opinion, changed for United and why we were looking so good against a Newcastle team that, let's be fair, they had their very strong team out against us. We were the ones that were missing all our players. But Nish, you stole it. You stole it again. You've gone again straight into it, and you've exactly nicked what I was just going to say. Absolutely not. Dogu was a revelation. What a geezer. What a geezer. I mean, look, I must admit, when I saw Dogu play, it was like, yeah, he's just going to play his left wing back position, and we're just going to, and I was thinking Dalot might play right wing back, and we're just going to play that same old game, and it's going to be, the same old game at Old Trafford where we kind of turn up in the first 5 to 10 minutes. We look like we're going to do some damage, but then we don't. But my God, hats off to Dogu. I mean, you got it. If you're watching it live, guys, you'll know what I'm talking about. This guy did not stop working throughout the whole bloody game. He was up and down, not just attacking, but his defensive work rate was so high, so good. And yeah, that midfield in Ugarte actually looked good. Ugarte actually looked like a player. I mean, I was watching it thinking, no, this can't be right. is that Ugarte? I had to get my phone out, zoom in a couple of times saying, wow, Ugarte looked like a different bloody player. And of course, the name that everyone's talking about, the player that everyone's talking about, of course, Dogu, brilliant goal, brilliant performance. But the one man in that centre-back position, that young player that I've been saying he is going to be a very good player, Haven. But there's you can't really pinpoint one player. So it's unfair for me to say Haven or Dogu. I'd say we had exceptional performances throughout the team, and this was bound to happen. Senny Lemons to kick off with. Let's go all the way through the Man United team because they all deserve a mention. We cannot leave anyone out. Maybe one or two names, but overall, I'm so happy. I was so happy that this team gave me something to celebrate over this holiday period. I was thinking, please, don't spoil my Boxing Day. I've had a nice Christmas day. It's been chilled out, been watching a few movies, been chilling out with the family, and then I thought, please, just give me something to smile about. I'm out with my friends. Let's just have a nice night. And I said it to my mates and said, look, we'll go out celebrating if we win. If we don't, I'm not going anywhere. And he was like, right, okay. That's fine. And I don't know what happened, but look, I was buzzing. I got up this afternoon, more like I got up late, mid-afternoon, and I was like, right, okay, do you know what? That was a crazy night. I have to go and do a live stream because I can't contain myself. I need to go and speak to everybody else, see how they found it, what they found different about United. But I just felt like we have been showing this promise. But number one, I was glad that Ruben Amorim changed up things because we all know what the criticism we've had of Ruben Amorim, which is he's too rigid, sticks to the same shitty formation system, which doesn't work in every bloody game. And one thing that we heard from Eddie Howe, he said it, he was shocked. He was shocked the way United lined up. He was not expecting, well, nobody was expecting Dogu to be playing left wing in that game. Nobody. We were all like, what the flip's Dogu doing there? What's he doing? What is he doing up there? Anyway, come on. I'm just jumping from thing. Let's just first discuss team ratings. Let's go back to Senny Lemons, right? Senny Lemons, absolute bloody brilliant. The amount of times he kept us in the game, and that is what you need in a goalkeeper. When he's asked to turn up, he stands up and he stays strong. You don't want someone who you just call upon and he crumbles just that once or twice in the game. You need keepers like Senny Lemons, and I'm telling you guys, this kid's gonna be something else. He's gonna be, if he just carries on playing for United in another five years' time, this guy will be the best in the world. That's how good I think he is. He's just so calm on the ball, so relaxed. Then, of course, our defence. Haven, Leacher, wow. I mean, this is what... Leacher, he's back, guys. He is back finally, and look what he gives us. I've been crying out for him to be starting the games, haven't I? I've been saying, Leacher, we need Leacher. Why isn't he playing? He just gives us something that we haven't got in the centre-back positions right now. We haven't got someone who's calm, collected, just takes things in his stride, doesn't look like he's phased out by what's going on. He's just someone like you need in there, an experienced head amongst the young, talented centre-backs, the defenders that we've got. And he's the leader. I love that about him. He's a leader. He's a proper man's man. You know, he's a leader. He's a butcher. You just, honestly, that's what I tweeted last night. As soon as I finished the game, I was like, the butcher. 2 words, the butcher. That's what we need. Let me go and just touch base with everybody else, see what's going on, what everyone else is saying. Jim says, we didn't miss Bruno. We were brilliant in the first half, not too good in the second half, but Haven, Dogu and Lemons, one of them were man of the match. Absolutely, Jim. Absolutely. To be honest with you, yeah, I agree with you. We didn't actually, one player that I'd looked and thought we did actually miss him was our captain, Bruno Fernandes. What does that say about his future at United? I mean, for me, I looked at him and I thought, actually, the midfield looked quite good for us. And I just said it in the opening of this show. Our midfield was looking pretty good. I felt like we were controlling the game. I felt like it's the first time we looked like we were not just getting run through in the midfield. But maybe that is down to maybe change of formation. I'm not sure. So if we were playing exactly the same formation we were with Bruno Fernandes and we had a good performance like this, maybe then you could argue, yeah, Bruno Fernandes, but I'm not quite sure, Jim. I'm not quite sure. I hope it is that we weren't missing Bruno Fernandes, because I don't want to be overly reliant on one player. I don't want my team to be reliant on Bruno Fernandes or Mbeumo to do everything for us. We need a team performance. This is a team game, and we want all our players to be able to stand up and play like we did yesterday. That's what was most impressive for me in yesterday's game. It wasn't just about getting the win. It was the manner in which we did it and the players that did it. That's what, for me, was important, because I felt like these players today, who have played today, who are walking off the pitch, they will have done themselves a huge favour where they've realised, well, look, we are good enough to be playing for Man United and getting a win. We can go and get a win. We're not overly reliant on Bruno Fernandes or Mbeumo or Ahmad or whoever else who wasn't playing. So yeah, I agree. Look, for me, yeah, Dogu, of course, got that amazing goal, amazing volley, left-footed shot, kept it low, kept it on target. The composure he showed was on point. Really, really well played. Of course, Haven as well. Senny Lemons, yeah, absolutely agree with you. Dogu has to stay in that position. Haven is amazing. Yeah, Niche, I'd love to see him play in that position as well. He's played in that position before. It's just that he's not played for that in that position for United. But I feel like he's more natural to that position, coming in on that left foot and being able to then finish and provide more assists. I just felt like he was just much more dangerous on that wing. But then what do we do? What do we do going forward? But I think, look, definitely next game or the game after, until Mbeumo doesn't come back, I think he's got that position locked down. Surely he's got that locked down. But we'll only wait and see what happens with Ruben Amorim. See what he does. Last minute save by Lemons. Yeah, I mean, what a save that was, Jim. What a save. I was panicking at that stage. I must admit, I was a nervous wreck, but in a nice way. I wasn't nervous in a way like, oh my God, we're going to lose this game. Oh my God, we're playing shit. It was just like, come on, boys, see this bloody game out. You deserve it. We deserve this. We as a team deserve this. So go and just see it out. And they did that. And we got a clean sheet. That was also very important for me, because we can't have this, reputation of being a team that just lets goals going left, right and centre. We cannot have that. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit the like. And if you're not a subscriber to the United stream, make sure you hit that subscribe. We're celebrating. We're enjoying our weekend holidays. Hopefully, you've recovered from Christmas and Boxing Day. But yeah, we've got the New Year's to look forward to. I'm in a happy mood, and so should you be as United fans. But anyway, if you're new, like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe, and if you're just watching and you're just chilling out, make sure you hit that like as well. It just kind of sends out the stream to a few other Man United fans, so we can all celebrate together. Anyway, we have a Dogu and Ahmad on the wings, ultimate work rate. Yeah, look. We've got options. I love seeing that. I love seeing the fact that we played him and it worked, and we've got options. Ruben Amorim has got options going forward. Sesko was poor again for me. I want Mbeumo in the 9, Kuna in 10, Bruno no longer needed. Actually, look, I wasn't gonna focus on the negative performances, but there were a few negative performances. And one, of course, was Sesko. I don't know what to say about Sesko. I do give him a wide berth. I do still believe that he will come good, but I don't want him to go down that same route that we're kind of seeing Zertsky now at the end of, right? I mean, we saw Zertsky again yesterday, and for me, if he didn't come on, Sesko would have been the worst player on the pitch. or one of the worst players. But Zertsky came on and rescued that situation because Zertsky was poor. I was watching him thinking, this is the same guy that got booed off last year. I think in the same fixture when he got taken off in the first half. And I was thinking, you know what? If we had some more options on the bench, I would have bloody taken him off again. That's how poor he was. Don't want to rain on the parade, but it will be all for nothing if he plays a 3-4-3 when he gets Mbeumo, Bruno and Ahmad back. Unfortunately, I can see it happening. I agree with you. I was walking away yesterday after the match, and I was saying exactly the same thing, Jim. I was like, this is great, but I'm sure all fans can see what the few fans were complaining about. You know, when you get told, oh, shut it, man, Travis, it's okay. It's not the system or formation. It's just this and that and blah, blah, blah. So just allow it. And I'm there saying, well, no, my eyes are not deceiving me. I can see that this formation is not working in the Premier League. Yeah, it might work out in the Portuguese league with Sporting, but it's not going to work in the Premier League. I just can't see it happening, especially the way we're playing with the players that we've got. So why not change it up? Yes, even Ruben Amorim agrees that he hasn't got the right players to play in that system. So why force that system upon him? Why? It doesn't make any sense to me. Does not make any sense to me. So I'm just thinking, well, if you haven't got the right tools to do the job, but you have got the tools to do a job in a certain way, surely you'd just say, right, okay, I'm just going to do it the way what the tool allows me to do it in. I'm not going to try and force the tool into doing a job that it's not made to do. And then, of course, you're going to end up it all messing up. Of course it is. You can't use the wrong tool for the wrong job. And that's what I feel like Amorim's doing. But the moment we see him play this kind of formation with the four at the back, and we just look solid in midfield, you just see it. You realise, actually, this is the way that players aren't best suited to play in the Premier League. But yeah, I really do hope, Jim, it doesn't go back. I hope it doesn't revert back to that. But yeah, I'm afraid, that is one of the scary thoughts that we're left with Ruben Amorim right now, which is, will he revert back to three at the back? Yeah, Jim, I'm worried. Let's just use a back four with Dogu and Ahmad on the wings. Yeah, look, I think so. I think he should be seeing the signs, surely now. He should be seeing that this is what works. I would keep Bruno on the bench now, but unfortunately it will not happen. Well, what I think with Bruno is, Jim, I think he's going to be out on the sidelines for quite some time, number one. Yeah, I think the way Ruben Amorim integrates them back into the first 11 is quite slow, quite measured. So I can see him staying on the sidelines for some time and then slowly get integrated back into the team. And even look, the other thing is, it depends on what happens with this team and how they cook without him. If we're getting positive results without Bruno Fernandes in that position, in the centre mid position, I think there could be a real danger that he might not get back into this team. And I know that sounds crazy because he's our team captain, but I'm telling you, if we carry on playing and we look solid with Ugarte and Casemiro in them positions, without a doubt, I mean, it'll get taken out of Ruben Amorim's hands, surely. I mean, even he will have to concede that, look, this is working. This is working better than what. But then, yeah, I mean, we've heard and we know what Ruben Amorim's like as well. Lemons deserve the clean sheet. It's great not having to worry about the keeper. Yeah, absolutely, man, Jim. It is so nice just having that goalkeeper that you can just rely on. You know what to expect from him. He's not a goalkeeper that's just all over the place and he's unpredictable. What you want your goalkeeper to be is predictable. You want him to be boring. You want your goalkeeper to be boring, no thrills, no antics, just doing the basics well. And that's what Senny Lemons does. And I said it when I first saw him. I said, look, Senny Lemons, the way he just keeps to the basics, does everything that's expected of him, doesn't go crazy, doesn't start running around doing crazy shit, just sticks to what he's been told to do, and he does it. He does it by the book. And that's why he's a terrific goalkeeper. Lemons, yeah, we've done that, haven't we? We've done that. So what's this? Nish says, the problem is, if we have Dogu and Ahmad on the wings, what do we do with all our 10s? That's why I'm benching Sesko for Mbumo. Pace, engine, work rate are king in the Prem. Yep, absolutely. We have got a problem with all our number 10s. We have got loads of number 10s and no one else. And I agree with you. If I had a choice between Sesko and putting on maybe Mbumo in that position, I would throw on Mbumo, because Mbumo right now, it's that chance that fell to Sesko in the first half where he had his back towards goal. The ball dropped him and it felt like he had so much time, so much space to just simply turn around and get a shot off on target. And what he does is, rather than going on his right foot, which of course is his weaker foot, he just kind of goes on his left side and then takes a shot with his left foot, which goes wide. And you think, surely a decent striker should be getting that on target at least, or making the keeper work, or making the defender block or something. And that just showed, for me, if that was Mbumo in that position, it would have been a shot on target, at least a shot on target. He's not quick enough on the turn. He's not quick enough when it comes to just making that decision, that snap decision of taking a shot quickly. Exactly, Dogu can't play wing back, but he can play winger. Yeah, he can. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Zertsky doesn't want to be here anymore. Fair enough. I'd sell Man Utd too. In reality, we can use Mazraoui and Ugarte when Casemiro goes. His wage is too high, comes off every game. Yeah, I agree with the Zertsky thing. Look, Zertsky, you could just feel it. It was almost like he's like, yeah, I can't be really bothered. I can't be bothered. It was that kind of that, and it stood out because the rest of the players were actually working hard, and that's why Zertsky stood out like a sore thumb. You could see he's not putting in the effort that everybody else was putting in. So for me, yeah, I can see him going. I can see him in a couple of weeks, in a week or so. He's gone. I'd play Ugarte, Mazraoui, Kuna. Yeah, Mazraoui could jump into that position as well. Exactly. Has to score that chance. He's not finishing anything. Mbumo is just so much better. Mbumo is more refined as Mateta. Yeah, look, Mbumo, you know, if Mbumo got that chance, it would have been a shot on goal, at least. And yeah, you agree with you. It's all about pace, unfortunately. You need to have that burst of speed immediately. You need to have that quick turn where the defenders don't actually know what to do with you. They don't know whether to do. With Mbumo, we've also seen that he can shoot with both feet. He can get shots off. He's not relying on going on that left foot all the time. He can shoot and score with his right foot. And that is what makes him deadly. Yes, his right foot isn't amazing, but he can still get a shot off and score. And that's all that you need. That indecision that it puts the defender in. He doesn't know whether to mark you and send you on your right foot or left foot, because he knows that you could possibly score with both. So for me, yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Right now, Sesko, I thought yesterday it was a decent performance. I won't say it was one of his worst. I would also not say that, I'd say, he needs to start performing. He needs to start performing now. I think now the questions will start coming thick and fast on Sesko. I think he needs to at least score a couple more goals. At least get into games. I thought yesterday it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But he just needs to show more, because I do fear that exactly what Nish has just said, which is, I fear that come end of January, when Mbumo, Ahmad, everyone returns and we've got a full squad, hopefully, touch wood, I get this feeling that Ruben Amorim is going to have to make that call and drop him to the bench. And I can see that happening. I really can. And I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be talking negative about anybody else. I just feel like that will end up happening. I feel like he will be told, right, okay, look, we've given you a run of games and you've just simply not performed, or you've not reached that level that we really need you to. So sit back, relax. It's your first season. Take it easy. We'll bring you on sporadically, bring you on as a sub as and when needed. But for now, Mbeumo plays in that position. I would do that. But this is Ruben Amorim we're talking about. He is unpredictable as a manager. Who would have thought yesterday that that's what our team was going to line up like, and that's how what we'd be watching? But then again, that worked in our advantage because Newcastle were definitely not expecting that. Newcastle were not expecting United to line up the way they did. And you could see they got caught off guard. In the first half, they were still trying to manage what the hell was going on. And one thing I do like about this United team under Ruben Amorim is the fluidness of the team. They're just everywhere and anywhere. They know what they're doing, but it just looks like absolute chaos when you're watching it from the stands or you're watching it from home. It's just like everyone's running around, playing in all sorts of different positions. Kuna's dropping back, dropping forward. It's absolute madness. And Mason Mount, again, I thought he had a decent game, but Kuna actually had a decent, very good game. I thought Kuna was really good. Mason Mount, obviously, we were told that he felt a niggle of some kind. I hope it's not something serious. I hope he's not injured again, seriously. But Ruben Amorim did say that he got taken off because he wasn't feeling 100%. So let's wait and see what happens with Mount. We really cannot afford any more bloody injuries, right? We cannot afford any more players out. And we're hoping that everyone else gets back in time as well. The other crazy thing is that I think Nish says, I'm not saying Sesko is terrible. He's just not good enough for what we want at United. Yeah, I agree. Look, there's no harm in constructive criticism. Look, I'm not saying get rid of Sesko. I'm not saying, right, get him out. And I'm sure you're not saying that either, Nish. But we are saying that currently what's required, he's not producing. So and if there's somebody else who's available who can give you that, then of course it'll be unjust not to play that other player or play him out of position. So if Mbeumo comes back, and I think, look, Sesko's going to get a run of games. I think he'll definitely get these run of games. I'm sure Ruben Amorim's going to hope that he can build his confidence and start scoring. But I feel like if come end of January, Mbeumo returns, Ahmad returns, and we haven't seen the best of Sesko, or Sesko hasn't got some goals underneath his belt, I think Mbeumo's going to end up taking that position. I really do. I can't see it being Sesko. He won't. I mean, Ruben Amorim would have justification for saying, look, I can't play him. I can't play him in that position. He's just simply not being good enough. But let's hope that he does score for United's sake, because we are up in 5th position. I think it's joint 5th, is it? Or joint 4th? I can't remember now. I was looking at the phone last night just before I went to bed, watching highlights again. But, that's me anyway. The reality is we're holding on for dear life for the last 20. Yeah, let's bring Sesko in gradually. We need at least Europa. Look, I've said it consistently, Nish. It's Champions League or nothing. We must insist on Champions League this season. This is that one season that we can actually say that we are there or thereabouts. We cannot allow our standards to slip. We cannot allow these players to just say, yeah, well, look, we've done well. We're not 15th. Bullshit. We want Champions League football. We want Champions League football. It is an absolute necessity. We cannot have another season where we kind of sit back and say, right, no European football, no Champions League football. Allow Europa. Seriously, I want Champions League. And that's the demand that we should be putting on these players and the manager. Seriously, I don't blame Sesko. He should be learning off a more experienced striker. Yeah, he should be. I've said it many times. I've said, look, if we had a more experienced striker, number one, Sesko wouldn't be needed to be played every single game. There wouldn't be that pressure of him scoring, needing to score. He can come on, chill out, do his, fancy tricks or whatever he wants to do without the pressure on him. And I think that having the pressure on you makes you play different. Think back to when you've had to play in a game and it's a pressure situation. You end up doing things that you're not normally used to doing. You might take an extra touch when you normally would have taken a shot. You might not take a shot when you normally would have taken a shot. That is the difference. And maybe, just maybe, that is what's going on with Sesko right now. Travis, I normally agree with everything you say, but I think at the points they have no clue what they are doing. Their quality just allows them to make it work. Do you know what? I'm hoping that they do know what they're doing. I really do. Because at this rate, I think to myself, no, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable if we are just fluking another performance. We cannot allow it. We cannot. But you might be right, Nish. I'm open to everyone's comment. So if you're saying, look, this is it, I won't be surprised. What I'm like now is that I know you cannot guarantee anything with United, and just like Jim said, we can all buzz off this result and performance, and then next week we might have the same formation, the three at the back formation. We might bloody end up losing. That's the difference. We've seen this happen before. We get excited, we get pegged back. We get excited, we get pegged back. We think we're going to go ahead and break into the Champions League spots, and boom, we fall flat on our faces. We get a decent run of games. We think we're going to win. We get bang, slapped in the face once again. That is where I know now. There was already talk about, we're going into a real easy set of games now, and I thought, screw you, shut up, man. You shut up. We're not going into any easy games. Do not have that in your minds that we're going into easy games, because with United, we've seen it already this season. There is no bloody easy game. Every single game we make look hard. And it's like, yeah, we play better against the better teams, but we really do drop our standards when it comes to teams that we should be absolutely demolishing. And Boomer already said he's happy to play at a 9. I wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. He'd love playing there. He'd get a bag full of goals. Amrin said Kuna is the only one who allows us to breathe. That's a dig at Sesko. Well, do you know what? Kuna is, for me, really, really, really important for United, because he's the only one who is that player, who's our outlet. In fact, Dogu was as well yesterday, but really, Sesko should be the one who's holding up the ball. He's big enough, strong enough. He should be the man who should be we should be able to pass the ball too long. He should be able to bring it down, given his size, and hold on to it. That's his job. That's one of his jobs, as well as scoring goals, is to hold up play, hold up ball, and allow the rest of the team to catch up. But unfortunately, I don't know what's wrong with him. I just don't know what's wrong with him. He just doesn't want to do it. There's something beautiful about being so fluid and chaotic, though. I like it. Yeah, do you know what? Anish, yesterday, it's just, you love watching the opposition when we're playing in such a way. When we're playing in such a way, you can see the confusion on the opposition team. They don't know what the hell to do. They don't know who to mark, what to do. Look, credit to Newcastle. And of course, they were going to come in back into the second half. Second half, they came into it. They looked like they were going to score. But we were just, I don't know. I just felt like we were in control. I felt like the formation helped us with that. If we were playing 3 at the back, I think we would have lost that game. I really do. So I'm hoping, like many other fans, watching United yesterday, watching the exciting football, and thinking, please, for God's sake, Ruben, do not change this up. This is working. We're seeing this. We saw it against Bournemouth as well. The 4-2-4 or whatever formation we went into. It was a crazy formation, but it worked. It worked. We looked like we were going to score every time against Bournemouth in that second half. That's why I won again. I really hope that we can absolutely cook once again. And then what does Nish say? Nish says, For me, our best player is Ahmed. Ahmad, we need to recruit based on his profile. Super quick, super high energy, super high engine, strong and willing to work hard. Dogu is similar without as much technically as a player as Ahmad. Yeah, I agree. Look, Ahmad is one of our most exciting players, for sure. For sure. And if we can bring in someone similar on the other side, yeah, we're cooking. We are cooking because he's a very, very good, tricky customer to deal with. Look, Dogu is somewhat different. Of course, he's much more muscular, much more physically he's present. But, with Ahmad, he's technically gifted. He's brilliant on the ball. His dribbling, his ability to go past players, his ability to put defenders on the back foot. I love the way he kind of rushes into that penalty area, and he's doing well out in the AFCON as well. I've been keeping up with it. I might do a few watch-alongs when it comes to the later stages of the tournament, and if our boys are still out there playing, I will of course do the knockout matches. We might do a few watch-alongs if we get time. I'm sure we will. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's show. Thanks for joining me. It's been a wonderful 24 hours. I must admit, it was worth the wait. I've not gone to Old Trafford for about 4 or 5 games at least, and I'm buzzing that I left it to this game last night, because it really did make me feel, I don't know, make me feel confident again, make me really want to enjoy football. And I just want United to do well and kick on from this spot. We are on the verge of that, just getting into them spots, and I like it. We're still in touching distance, and that's what all I'm asking. I'm just asking, let's not lose this opportunity. I know we've got huge players out, and any other team would struggle, but United yesterday showed that we can carry on succeeding, even though we've got so many players out, injured and non-injured. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's show. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow, Sunday morning or afternoon, with a show discussing all the latest transfer news. Of course, we're going to be going in the next couple of days into the January transfer window. Can United go and strengthen this squad? Can we actually go and bring in a 1 or 2 midfielder? Can we go and bring in other players that can really make our Champions League spot concrete? Because that's what's needed. And if Ineos are watching, they better be serious about this, because this is our opportunity to get into those Champions League spots. Anyway, guys, enjoy your Saturday evening, night. Enjoy the movies or whatever you're doing tonight. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. You're watching the Man United Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans. Goodbye.